Hey everyone, it's a new year and I want to start off with saying thank you. Thank you for so many amazing comments, so many likes and shares and views. I really appreciate it. Speaking of comments, I've gotten quite a few comments from students in college or just entering college who were really concerned about what major they should pick. So I want to take some time to really discuss how to pick a major, what's the best way to go about it. It's important to know college is not a job training program. Unfortunately, it's being treated that way, but there are tens of thousands of jobs out there, and it's impossible for college to train you for any one of them. What college is meant to do is to make you a more educated person, expand your worldview, expand your knowledge base, etc. However, a lot of us are going to college because we want to get a good job. So you have to understand that going in, that college in and of itself is not going to land you into a job, and no major is necessarily going to immediately land you into the job you want. But if you come at it strategically, you can use your major and other decisions to get the job you want. Having said that, your major is not as important as you think it is. It's an important decision. I'm not saying just throw it to the wind, but it's not the end all be all. Your major is not necessarily going to determine what job you can get after college. Granted, there are a few exceptions, doctor, etc., 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 but for the most part, your major is not going to have a ton of effect on your job. In fact, only 27% of college graduates actually work in the field that they majored in. So that means you can chill out a little bit about your major decision. It's important, but it's not a huge deal. Now, when you're thinking of your major, it's important to think of where you want to end up. If you know exactly what you want to do for a living after college, maybe it's been your dream for years and years and years, research what majors end up in those fields. There are some where it's pretty obvious. If you're looking to be an engineer, work in engineering. If you're looking to work in the finance sector, finance, business, economics are all good majors. So for those people who know exactly what they want to do, picking your major can often be pretty easy. But what if you're a person like me who wasn't totally sure what they wanted to do after they graduated? Well, you can still pick a major that's going to help you in your job search after you graduate from college. The important thing is to choose your major strategically. Personally, I advocate for multidisciplinary majors. So these are majors that are going to have you learn from a couple of different fields. For example, I studied in an international studies program where my focus was political science, but I also had to learn economics, history, a little bit of linguistics, a little bit of philosophy and culture. So that multidisciplinary approach meant that I was learning a lot of different things and a lot of different skills. And if you're not quite sure what you want to do, focusing on gaining more skills is a great approach to put you in the best position once you graduate college. You can check out my video on a job search, specifically the no passion job search, when you're not quite sure what you want to do. But getting back to choosing a major, so a multidisciplinary major is a great option, or just focusing in a major that's going to teach you a lot of skills. So something where you learn maybe a little bit of computer science, or where you work with data, or where you really hone your written and verbal communication skills. All really, really great skills that you should be learning in college. And picking a major that emphasizes those is a great first step towards your post-college job search. Next, I know we're talking about majors, but it's also important to talk about minors. And I think minors are a great way to expand your knowledge base and complement your major. Now, there's some things you want to avoid when picking a major. You want to avoid something that's almost exactly what your major is, because it's not really going to impress anybody and it's keeping you from learning more. So for example, if you're majoring in Spanish, a minor in Spanish literature it's just a couple more classes. You're not really learning a ton more skills. However, if you are majoring in, say, computer science and you decide to minor in Spanish, that's really, really cool, and it's going to expand your skill set. You're going to learn more. You're going to expand your brain. So you can pick a minor that's completely different, where you're just exploring a totally different set of skills or knowledge base, so computer science or Spanish, or you can pick something that complements your major. Personally, for example, I had two minors. So my major was international studies with a focus on political science. My two minors were economics and global health. So in the economics, I was learning data, Excel, I was working with hard numbers. It was almost like math, but a little bit more applicable to real life. And in global health, I was learning a little bit of science, I was learning some biology, I was learning about politics from a different perspective. So when I told people my combination of international studies, economics, and global health, what I told them was I was learning how the world worked from 3 lenses, from power, money, and health. And that's really what I did, and it not only gave me a much broader skill set that helped me find a job after college, but it also just gave me more information about the world, and I really enjoyed learning all of it. Even though I'm not necessarily working in any of those fields, I've already found that information has been helpful in the field that I'm working in now. You don't have to double minor like I did. If you don't want a minor, that's fine, but I love minors as an option. Look into them. They're fun, and you just learn a little bit something different. Another caveat on minors are a great place for something where you don't necessarily want to work in it full time. So for example, I almost picked up a Spanish minor. I'm not interested in being a Spanish translator, so Spanish as a major didn't make any sense. But I was interested in using Spanish in my daily life or in work, so a Spanish minor would have been a really good idea. I didn't have time, but something like that. So a minor is a great place for a skill that you want to use, but it doesn't necessarily want to be the full focus of what you do in your career afterwards. And finally, like I said, college is not a job training program. Your major is not going to necessarily prepare you for one job or another. So it's important to look at educational experiences outside the classroom. That is really where you're going to learn those job skills. So that could mean actually going out, getting a job, getting internships. It could also mean volunteering, doing research with a professor, traveling, study abroad, just taking advantage of those opportunities where you do stuff out of the classroom. Because what you learn in the classroom is awesome, but it's a limited skill set, it's a limited application of information. Where you're really going to learn and grow and build that resume that you need once you graduate is outside the classroom. Grab the horns of your own education and really ride off into the sunset and do what you want, but just do it strategically. So that's all I have for you today. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, show it to your friends, whatever you find helpful. And please let me know in the comments below, how did you make your major decision? What major are you thinking of, or what did you study while you were in college? I always love hearing what people studied or are studying. So please let me know in the comments. I love to read them. And have a wonderful 2017, everybody. See y'all later.